A number of students are wearing empty gun holsters on campuses nationwide today, and it's no different at Indiana State University in Terre Haute. This comes as the United States Senate plans to debate gun legislation tomorrow. News 10's Patsy Kelly went to Indiana State University to find out what's up.
It's part of a nationwide protest organized by the group Students for Concealed Carry. It encourages college students to wear empty gun holsters on campuses this week, and the Indiana State University chapter is strapping up.
We are wearing our empty holsters to symbolize being disarmed on a college campus.
Group members want to start a conversation about the school's ban on concealed weapons.
We're going to try to work within the school system, so we're going to start with the SGA, and then we're going to move up from there and try to do this the right way.
For many students, it's about the constitutional right to carry a gun. It's also about keeping themselves safe on campus.
We can carry everywhere else, but when we come on campus, we're disarmed because of a school policy. And so what we're doing is effectively we're giving criminals a monopoly on force.
But ISU, along with every other Indiana college, has a very strict policy regarding guns.
The university policy is that we do not permit guns on campus. We don't permit them either to be carried on campus or to be in cars that are parked on university property, whether or not the person has a permit to carry.
The chapter has collected over 600 signatures. This is to petition the Board of Trustees at ISU to reconsider their policy about concealed carry on campus.
Our petition is going to be going to the administration. We're going to work with the SGA as well as with the school administration. We're going to try to open up a dialogue with them so that we can see if we can find a way to work together to improve safety and allow students and faculty members to be able to defend themselves on campus.
In Terre Haute, with photojournalist Chris James, Patsy Kelly, News 10.
What Ingo thought interesting was that 40% of the petition signatures are women. For more information about Students for Concealed Carry, check out this story on our website, WTHITV.com.
Students are packing more than just books this week on the USC campus. Joshua Cohen is also packing a holster, minus the heat. The criminal justice major has a concealed weapons permit, but school policy prevents him from carrying on campus.
They think that we want to have a Wild West where everyone has a gun at the OK Corral, but that's not what we want. What we want is to have the armed people who can make a difference for themselves and protect you.
Cohen helped organize the week-long empty holster protest to show students are defenseless on campus in the event of the worst-case scenario, and dozens are following suit.
The gun-free zone signs aren't something that's going to stop someone who's already carrying a weapon illegally.
I believe that Columbia Police Department and the University of South Carolina's Police Department, I think they're highly trained, they're very professional. They can't be everywhere at once.
The students involved argue people with concealed weapons permits have the training and the know-how to carry safely in the eyes of the law, but the potential of guns on campus is not for everyone.
I would feel uncomfortable, kind of scared, a little bit nervous.
I think they have the permit and they're been okayed by the state or the government. I think it's okay.
I see that they want to be safe and keep others safe, but at the same time it is a chance that something may happen.
Several state universities around the country allow students to carry concealed weapons. USC, though, of course, not one of them. And school officials urge students to call 911 or use a call box if they see signs of trouble, and never take matters into their own hands. However, these students would still like to have that option if they were ever the target of a crime.
So until a school can each issue us our own personal police officer, we need some other way to protect ourselves.
Amidst the thousands of Texas State University students, this one doesn't stand out at first until you notice those straps aren't holding a backpack. They are two holsters for guns. Then look even closer at this gaggle gathered in one corner of the university's quad. Many of them, too, have holsters strapped to their hips.
It's just in case the worst might happen.
Today, those holsters are empty, but the students want to change that. Nationwide, more than 8,000 have joined a group promoting the right for students with concealed handgun licenses to be allowed to bring those guns to school. While state laws vary, right now only one state expressly allows guns on campuses. That is Utah. Michael Guzman is a former Marine and current student who runs the chapter with close to 200 members at Texas State.
Over and over again, all the mass execution style murders happen in gun-free zones where criminals and madmen are given a government guarantee that when they go onto the campus, their victims are unarmed, that they cannot fight back.
Guzman currently has a concealed handgun license, but has to leave his weapon off campus.
You guys want to read about the empty holster protest, concealed campus?
Lissy Angelo doesn't have that license and doesn't even want to carry a gun, but says if a Virginia textile shooting happened here, she'd feel safer knowing other students were armed.
It could happen anywhere, and that's the thing, is you always think it won't happen to you, and you'd be the next victim.
But while the movement is gaining some ground, it's a hard sell for both the politicians who would have to rewrite laws and many students on campus. The overwhelming majority we talk to say they see where Guzman and his group are coming from, but that they just can't support it.
I don't believe it's necessary. I don't believe it's a smart move on campus. I don't think people here have the maturity to carry a concealed weapon.
I trust in the police because our police department's right over there behind the building. I mean, it's not that far away, and they have enough weapons in there to solve any problems that we might have.
Still, these students say they'll continue to organize and protest until something is done. Rich Matthews, The Associated Press, San Marcos, Texas.
The Bill of Rights is the part of the U.S. Constitution that limits the power of the federal government. They ensure citizens' rights such as the freedom of speech, freedom of religion, and the right to keep and bear arms.
Tony Bowers has always made the most of his Second Amendment right to bear arms.
Personally, I purchased my first gun, it was a rifle, when I was probably 16.
His passion for firearms has caused Tony to add an accessory to his wardrobe. As a participant of National Open Holster Week, Tony will wear an empty gun holster on campus.
We're trying to raise awareness of the fact that on campus, you're not lawfully allowed to protect yourself as you are in other parts of the state.
Wearing the holsters, it creates an opportunity for someone to approach me or one of the other girls and say, you know, what is this? What's your organization? What's your opinion?
Protest participants say that this anti-gun policy, taken by most college campuses, is a violation of their rights.
Not only is it a Second Amendment right, it's a God-given right to be able to protect yourself.
Some college students are hesitant about people exercising that right in the classroom.
I'm just not comfortable with it. I don't really like guns in general.
Prefer the emergency response system the school already has, so that should be enough.
Many college campuses come equipped with emergency response systems like this one. However, they do not make up for the sense of safety and security some students feel from carrying a firearm.
Being on campus and being a female, you are more vulnerable to attacks and whatnot, but it's just the right to know that we'd have it, that it makes us feel more comfortable.
It doesn't necessarily need to be out on our hip at all times, but I feel like we have that right to be protected from any harm that may befall us.
You don't have to wait for the first responders who are at best 4 or 5 minutes away. You have people right there, right then, who can respond to the threat.
In public space, if we don't have the debate, we never get anywhere.
The opportunity to have that debate is a right that we all share. Matt Simonson reporting for Studio One.
Utah is currently the only state to allow concealed firearms on all public college campuses. Since this regulation has taken place in 2004, Utah campuses have not had a single shooting or negligent discharge. And that's the news for now.
Students at the University of South Alabama are not allowed to carry guns. But what about holsters? USA student DJ Parton is a member of Students for Concealed Carry, and several members were wearing empty holsters when police approached them to tell them they couldn't have them.
We were handing out constitutions in honor of Freedom Day and advertising our events, and I was approached by 2 officers who asked for my ID and asked if I had a firearm, and of course I told them no.
You mind if I pat you down?
I'd prefer you not. But
The 2 USAPD officers told Parton that someone had called them saying they saw a gun.
There's some people in here that disagree with what you're doing, and they see a holster and they call in.
They started getting angry and upset.
Parton said the situation quickly escalated and he began filming the incident.
They asked if they could pat me down, and then they threatened to give me a citation for whatever they could come up with, and eventually followed up with that threat.
Parton was given a citation for violating the Student Code of Conduct and told he had to meet with the Dean of Students. Parton shared that video of the incident online, and the university was quick to release a statement and rescind the citation. The statement read that USAPD officers arrived at the location following an on-site interview with a student wearing an empty gun holster. They issued a judicial citation to the student. Upon further investigation, it was determined that the citation should not have been issued and it was rescinded. Officer Steve Turpo was subsequently suspended for 5 days without pay, and the officers had to apologize to Parton. Reporting at USA in Mobile, Cassie Fambro, News 5.
Parton says he's gotten a lot of praise for standing up for his belief that students have a right to carry a weapon. He says he intends to continue fighting for Second Amendment rights on college campuses.
It is time now to turn